Welcome back to the morning show on JTV. MDOC is having a job fair in the Jackson area, and it is a facilities open house. The MDOC is hiring officers statewide with openings locally. Get paid while you train. These positions offer competitive pay and state benefits. MDOC. For more.
Joining us now on the morning show from the Jackson office of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, Jackson Director Zoe Lyons and Community Resource Coordinator Angela Guadagnini. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thanks.
So
Glad to have a partner today.
Yes. So March, it's International Women's Month, so we salute women.
Thank you.
Thanks for all,
Thanks for all
our
you do.
community.
Thank you.
Yeah. But it's also Child Abuse Prevention Month.
In April.
Oh, in April.
We're getting a head start because we're going to ask the community for some help.
We're gearing up.
Yeah.
How can we help?
Well, I'm going to pass it on to Angie because she's got some exciting things going.
We started last year in recognizing Child Abuse Prevention Month by putting on a donation drive. I asked some of our donor groups in the community, and we filled our closet to overflow with all the things that we use throughout the year for families that are working with us in CPS intervention or in foster care. So we collect all kinds of stuff, cleaning supplies, personal care items, infant stuff, diapers, wipes, all kinds of stuff that we use with our families when we work with them.
Now, physical, emotional, or sexual harm is considered child abuse. I think we all see a lot of neglect. How do we know what's what, and when should the community make a call?
Well, we always say if you're concerned about a family, call it in, because you never know what other calls have been already made. And we now have an opportunity to do something short of Children's Protective Services, which is called prevention. And actually, these items help us prevent child abuse by removing some of the stress that families feel when they can't afford diapers or formula or clothing or food. That kind of stress then leads to anger, and it can lead to the things that we're trying to avoid. So really, just by giving families the things that they need is a way to prevent child abuse and neglect from happening. And so that's part of what we're doing, is creating, we have, as Angie said, we have a huge room in our office that is full of all kinds of things, even toys and books, and I'll see somebody in our lobby and just sit and talk to them for a few minutes, ask them if they have everything that they need. Do you need shampoo or deodorant, or and put together a little package for them to take with them, just to, again, settle some of that stress that they might be feeling. So
There's a lot of stress, so low-income people might be more apt to have stress that would trigger abuse issues, but it's not exclusive to low-income people.
not at all. I'm so glad you said that. I was like, oh no, he's heading down. No, it is absolutely not, because stress isn't always only about things, right?
Right.
Mental health issues, substance abuse issues, school, kids in school, transportation. I mean, all of us, I have 3 kids, and everybody's had car trouble in the last couple of months to the cost of thousands of dollars.
Stressful.
Yes, super stressful, and so, just being able to handle those little crisis moments are ways that we can help keep families settled.
Angie, what are some signs that folks may notice, maybe a classmate or a relative even, that there's some neglect going on?
Oh.
What are, an example of some calls you get then?
Sometimes people will notice that a child is wearing the same clothes for a few days in a row. Sometimes people will notice that the child comes to school hungry, maybe doesn't have enough food at home. Sometimes the child might say, we're sleeping in our car, which isn't necessarily neglect. It just means that they don't have stable
Sure.
housing, which is something that we can help with.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's hard for the general public or responsibility of the community, because you don't know the entire story, so
Yeah.
you can't just assume
Right.
in these situations. So a lot of people just, unfortunately, they don't do anything, right?
Right, right.
So Zoe said that one of the things that we do is we investigate. Our staff investigates. So if you have a question, it doesn't hurt to call.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
That's
And then
great.
it puts our staff in front of that family, and there might not be anything real significant going on, but just enough that we can kind of allay some of that stress and some of that fear and get them back on their feet.
What's been the pandemic's impact on the cases in terms of child abuse during the last 2 years?
Well, we actually saw the cases go way down because all of our mandatory reporters weren't seeing kids, like teachers, police officers even weren't seeing families as much as they were early on when things were really locked down. Our numbers have gone up a little bit as we've opened back up, but not to where they were before. And there's some research now happening. Like, did bad things happen when we were shut down, or actually did families come together
Right.
and spending time together and not, everybody got a little bit extra help in terms of finances with unemployment or checks from the government. Did those things help? So I think there's still a lot that remains yet to be told about how it affected families.
Yeah, it might be years before we really ever know what's
Right, right.
actually happened. And there's probably a mix of both, where families had board game nights, but they also had trouble with
Got
money.
tired of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Just like a normal family.
Just
We're tired
like
of
that
each
to the
other
rest
as well,
of us.
right?
Yeah.
So again, how can we help with donations? What's the best way to provide items or provide financial assistance?
So both is good. I've got organizations around the community that will have collection boxes. Flag Star Bank is one that has agreed to have a collection box. And others, we just got an email from the manager for Veritas, Grand River Brewery, and Dollenbergers that will be having collection boxes at their facilities.
Nice.
So any new items, if you want to donate money, that can come to us as well. One thing I wanted to point out is the pack and plays. So pack and plays are kind of expensive, so we don't get a lot of those, but I can tell you that we provided pack and plays to about 30 people this last
Wow,
year.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and those pack and plays are used, we provide those to families when we see that there isn't a safe environment for a child to sleep. So we provide those, and those are all donated with funds that are donated to us or actually donated for us. So that's a significant thing, that if somebody wants to go out and buy a pack and play and put it in a collection box, that might be something that your office or your family group can collect some money and give to us for
It's a
pack
great
and
idea.
plays.
There's a lot of pack and plays and a lot of closets around this town.
Yes.
Real quick also, so Child Abuse Prevention Month is blue pinwheels.
Yes.
So anybody who puts up a blue pinwheel, that would signify that they're supportive. And one of the things that businesses can do is we have a Wear Blue Day, give some money, do a Wear Blue Day, and then the business can give that money to the Council for Prevention of Child Abuse and Neglect, CPCAN here. So there are ways that you can do it as individuals or businesses.
Well, that'll be easy for you. You
Yeah.
wear blue every day as
Good
well.
one.
Now he's got to pay for it though.
Yeah, that's right. That's fine. Gladly, I will.
And we're still in need of foster families, all the other things
Always.
that you,
Yeah.
Great to see you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, so we'll remind you again as we get closer to that, but you can start planning your donations now. And thanks to Zoe Lyons and Angie Guadagnini. Stay with us. Coming up next, Attorney Michael Riccadello. Stay tuned.